Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the Swagman XC2 Bike Platform Rack and how it fits our 2022 Ford Edge. So this is going to be a very simple platform rack. It is something you would go for if you want a bike rack that gets the job done and you don't want to have to pay for those extra bells and whistles that you might not be interested in. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of its features, and it's a simple rack, so you will be missing out on some features, but that's okay if you're looking for a bike rack that gets the job done on your Ford Edge. So one of those things is that this does not tilt away. If you do want a rack that tilts away, a good affordable one would be the XTC Tilt as an alternative. And what types of bikes can you carry with this rack? Well, you do have a weight capacity of 35 pounds per bike. The way this holds on to your bike is you do have these wheel hoops as well as your frame mounts. Now this does not have a locking frame, so I do recommend getting a cable lock, wrapping that around your bike's frame and then around the rack, and then secure that together, and that way you have security. We have extra cable locks here at eTrailer if needed. We're going to take the bike off of the rack. So you press this lever and you lift up on your hook. So that goes up and over. I like to just put these hooks over on one of the wheel hoops or on the ground so it's out of the way. Once that's off, you can then lift your bike up. You also have the option to push this mast down if you need the extra clearance. Notice where I have our pedal. So I have it at a location so I can just bring this forward. And we are ready to go. There we go. Now we're ready to hit the trails. So if you go in close on the rack, you'll be able to see those wheel hoops. Notice the size of them though. So the maximum tire width they can carry is up to 2.5 inch wide tires, although they do have a really long wheelbase that they can carry. So for your wheelbase, if you have an extra large frame, you can carry up to 52 inch long wheelbase. So for those longer mountain bikes, it could be a good option for you. We'll bring this back in and notice how it ratchets. So we're going to put this one first once I have it lined up. There we go. And then that's what secures your frame. Up and down. Now if you need to get access into your hatch, actually, we'll do it before we put the hooks back on. So notice here how even with the mast, we still have clearance for our door. There's about an inch of space there, but still enough to open up the door, get into the hatch, grab waters, helmets, backpacks, things like that. And then that's when you put the hooks back on. So unfortunately, you are going to have to take your bikes off to get that feature. This is very compact. You can store this in your trunk, in your garage, in your shed. This doesn't take up much space. So measuring from the bumper to the end of your bike rack, that's 18 inches of length. Also really good if you have a really small garage. For your ground clearance, you measure from the bottom of the rack to ground, 16.5 inches. Compare that to your shank, where that bottom lip is 11 inches off the ground. So you do have a little bit of a shank rise here. And if you do want to make this more compact, you can fold the trays up using a series of pins. So these are just pull pins. Just pull this, and then the rack comes up, line up the hole, and push the pin back in to secure it. That way, it takes up less space and it's easier to store and maneuver. So if you're someone who doesn't go for a ride very often, but you want to have a rack available for when you do need to take out those bikes, this could be a good option for you. There we go. Those are all just the cradle loops settling into their places. With this, you do need to use or have a hitch receiver on your car. We installed this 2-inch hitch receiver recently, but you can also use this with an 1.25 inch hitch receiver. Both are available for the Ford Edge and will work with both sizes. You do have an anti-rattle bolt in there just to minimize the rattle and the shake, but this only has a clip at the end. If you do need a lock, we do have locking options for you as well. Or run the cable lock through both your bike frame and the bike rack and your hitch brackets, and that can secure all of them in one go. So with this, there are different things you have to think about. You will have to take your bikes off if you want to open up your hatch, and this is a frame mount, meaning for your step-through frames and for your kids' bikes, you may need to get a frame adapter bar. An alternative to that, if you are willing to just spend a little bit more, is the Hollywood Rack's Destination 2 Bike Rack. That is also very compact, but it has a lot more versatility for the types of bikes. Same 35-pound weight capacity though. So it really is, if you do need that versatility for your bike frame, or if you have a normal shaped and sized bike, this might work out great for you if you want to keep things simple and just have a rack ready to go when you are ready to go. This was a look at the Swagman XC2 2-bike platform rack, and we saw how it fits our 2022 Ford Edge.
This is our test course. Let's start with the slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway.